What's up with it? This your boy Nini back with another reading. This is gonna be I was about to say all signs reading. This is gonna be a reading for the sign of Aquarius. I probably was gonna say all signs because of the A. When I say that A, Aquarius feels like all signs. Anyway, let's just get going. See what y'all got going on. Aquarius. We got 10th house. All right, so that's Capricorn energy, but this is an opportunity to put yourself out there. All right, Virgo. So there's an opportunity to put yourself out there and like, I guess, a process or filter through the experiences that you're gonna have. All right. So this may be your reputation, maybe blossoming, or you may be working on your reputation. Some of y'all are starting to like climb the rankings because 10th house does mean that you're starting to achieve or starting to like maybe be basically blossom, be noticed. All right. So something like that is happening here. What's up, Majesty? Hold on, let me see something there. I've been waiting on you. Bang. Okay, so anyway, you guys are also going to be reaping your rewards for something that you guys have been working hard for. 10th house and Virgo energy is about not having to cut situations or end stuff. It's just having to deal with it separately. What's up? What's up, 7K? Uh, so what else is coming? Oh, okay, so you guys are about to get something that you desired from working hard. Right now, some of y'all, this could be like you getting to express a shadow side or a more taboo-like side that you may not have done before, or you may not be like comfortable with. All right, yeah. You guys could be maybe like cheating on your discipline, or like, I'm not gonna say slacking, but like overindulging in a sense. Now, others of you are probably gonna get better at like restraining yourself, but like also focusing on like what things you really do want to like temper yourself in. So I kind of feel like maybe you may be giving yourself little guilty pleasures, a little like periods where you get to like please yourself or like, you know, find pleasure or find stuff that you like to really indulge in. And then there's times when you're kind of like reserved, really self-poised, not taking any action that isn't needed or towards a main goal or like, you know what I mean? So like it kind of, I'm not gonna say fluctuating, but like you're just kind of like aligning maybe your day-to-day routine, your schedule, or the way that you want stuff done into a more like, I don't know, structured, something more structured, you know what I mean? But it's like, so even when, let's say for instance, say like you had your whole day planned out, and even for 4 hours, those 4 hours are the times that you can just go crazy, you know what I mean? So you may be like, or like this, like having like, doing like a really strict diet regimen, and then having like 1 to 2 days and sticking to them where you may have a little snack or a little sweet treat, or where you may not walk or work out as hard, or you know what I mean? Like there may be like moments where you get into like overindulge, and then moments where you're like really restricting yourself and figuring out what really works for you. So some of y'all are seeing like results or progress from doing things like that. It doesn't even have to be like towards working out. It's just in general, like the way that you're going about increasing your reputation or your integrity is like working. Whatever you're doing is working. That's what you're gonna probably pretty much get out of all of this. It's like, okay, whatever I'm doing, it is working. It is leading me in the direction of getting what I really desire. So Saturn could be like hard lessons, hard experiences that are difficult, and you learn a lot from it. And after Saturn has already come into your life, you master it. So whatever this is, you may be mastering it. So if it's a routine, you're mastering it. If it's a job or a career, you're mastered it. If it's learning how to enforce boundaries, you mastered it. If it's let me say, if it's diet, if it's figuring out your body, if it's like building a routine, if it's becoming self-sufficient, if it's any of those, then you're learning to master these things. All right. Yeah, we got revision, so that just means you're changing up things. All right, seeing what does work, what doesn't work. You know what I mean? So you guys could be in like an experimental phase, or be in like a learners, what do you call it, like having like a beginner's mind in situations where you're like not trying to overtake too much work. You know, you're doing this gradually. You're recognizing, okay, I just need to, you know, stay consistent in my routines and the stuff that I want. You know what I mean? Stay consistent, pay attention to the smaller minute details. You know what I mean? So it gives like an obsessive energy. All right. And then we got rebel too. So then I guess you guys are gonna be acting unusual. So this may be unusual for some of y'all to kind of like, for some of y'all, it's maybe unusual for you guys to like deal with certain situations like this. So you may be tempted to kind of, like I said, break your integrity, break your morals at times, or break some type of like value system that you've asserted or rules that you've made for yourself, just to kind of engage or indulge in some of these situations that are coming your way. These are situations though that are meant to like get you off of maybe doing the same thing every day. You know what I mean? It's kind of like breaking a pattern. You know, but in a good way though. Like you're gonna find a lot more like room for yourself, a lot more room in situations. People are gonna make like exceptions for you. That's what I'm saying. So you guys may not be people's usual type, but they're gonna make exceptions for you. Like you may be a guilty pleasure or a guilty, you know what I mean? I don't know. You may, yeah, like a guilty pleasure or like a temptation to people where normally there's a right and a wrong way when it comes to dealing with you, but like you make me feel unusual, make me feel feelings that I've never felt, or you make me feel desire, or they feel desire because of you. It's one or two. Like you may be having some type of bond with somebody like that. At first, I thought I read casual, but it may be a relationship that has trials to it because of Saturn being there. Hey there, Perry. Hey, Kimmy. So it may be like issues with either boundaries or like responsibilities. Sometimes responsibilities can tear you guys apart or like separate you guys. So it may be, like I said earlier, I said it's about like not having to let go of a situation. It's just having to deal with it differently, almost like compartmentalizing it. Like maybe you guys are allotting time to do it. So say for instance, you meet somebody you're attracted to at work. Maybe you don't deal with them at work per se. So maybe you deal with them outside. You know what I mean? Like you guys can go out on dates, but maybe we don't deal with each other at work. I don't know. I'm not just giving you an example. And stuff like that. Like it's like maybe this is somebody who's a guilty pleasure or feels like somebody who you can like indulge in. You know what I mean? It's like they pull out a side of yourself that you usually push down or hide, brings out a lot of intensity. I said next new moon, go outside. So this, yeah, outside is what I told y'all. It's outside. So outside of wherever you guys are at is where this person wants to interact with you, and that's where you guys may cultivate a relationship. So even if you see them on a regular, because six Virgo's here, which is that sixth house. So even if you see them on a regular, or even if you do this on a regular, it's something about it being outside. So you know what I mean, outside of wherever you're at. So you're gonna get outside, maybe like I said, a regular structure, routine, pattern. You know what I mean? But it's going to also help you progress that pattern. You know what I mean? And so I guess it's like maybe helping you see it from a more like an Aquarian aspect where you learn more from detachment. You learn more from like a detached analysis where you're learning the experience in hindsight. Like, okay, I get it. I understand why this is going this way. So that may be what the talk is too. So some of y'all, there may be like intense talks or intense conversations coming. What does it say? It says, take it slow. Your heart is accident prone. You're too kind hearted to those who don't deserve your love and kindness. And then we got, you're going into a period of peace. You're going into a period of peace you find within. You might be dreaming of birds. This is your sign from spirit. All right, so birds would be an indicator. It says, people are starstruck when you enter a room. You have charisma and know when to take the lead and when to be humble. So people like you. You're, like I said, you may not be people's usual type, but they like you. You know what I mean? You're bold. You're, I would say some of y'all may be unapproachable, you know, but you know when to take the lead and you know when to like dim it down and when to be humble about situations. And it's probably your patience or your resilience, because Saturn could be also a resilient energy. And the 10th house is also here, which also implies that you had to put a lot of effort, energy, time, investment, you know what I mean, into like long-term projects or long-term results, you know, whatever this may be. So this could be like learning a talent, I mean, like already having a skill set or already having wisdom, you know what I mean, or the ability to do something, but it took you a while to get there. You know what I mean? Like becoming a carpenter. You don't just pick it up overnight. Becoming a plumber, becoming an electrician, just doesn't happen overnight. You know, you learn, you know, go through schooling, go through training. So it takes a little while for you to get to where you want to get at. But if some of y'all are about to be like reaching a peak or reaching a pinnacle soon, some of y'all could be in career, others of you could be in romantic life, and then others of you could just be in anything that you've been working at, putting your time, your energy, your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears into. You guys are about to feel empowered that you stuck with it. All right, because so some of y'all, this could be like a lot more attention coming in, people just being starstruck whenever you enter a room, like your name. That's what the 10th house is. Your reputation is going up. So more people are going to speak about you. They're going to make room for you. So, you know what I mean? Nine of Swords, there we go, upright this time. So for y'all, because Capricorn got it, but it was in reverse. So most likely for them, people are probably going to reveal to them who they are, like where you guys are coming into, where you guys are going to be already realizing this about yourself through these interactions, because people are going to be acting unusual. Unusual, like they're breaking a pattern of what they've always done with you because their perception of you has changed. They're looking at you now as either more desirable, maybe more of a goal or a status symbol, maybe more popular, somebody who stands out. You know what I mean? So even if it's just like work in general, they're seeing you as being very super sufficient. like super self-sufficient. We don't have to look over you. We don't have to like go over your work. We don't have to nitpick or like criticize anything that you do because you be on it. You know what I mean? So it's that people are starting to acknowledge that about you. Like, damn, you do a good job. You really are devoted. You really are consistent. You really are ambitious. Like people are probably like, you know what I mean, encourage you in that light. Because the non-sword is just a self-realization where maybe you might have been like too hard on yourself. You know what I mean? Maybe wanting perfection. You know what I'm saying? Maybe wanting a little bit more of like your reputation to expand. Enough people who are higher up recognize you. You know what I mean? People who you probably want the respect from, like, hey, you that. Even if you did, let's say, for instance, say you're like a fitness influencer, and other influencers who are like, let's say you're like a 10,000 follower fitness influencer, then there's fitness influencers who are 500,000, 1,000,000, 100,000, 30,000, and they be like listening to you, like, yo, I fuck with you. You for real. You really know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You just don't have the backing like us. Or like it could even be in like companies, like, you know, maybe you work at your job and you know all the job, you know all the little angles or all the little like, you know, shortcuts or all the little like specifics, the specs, right? Even more than managers, bosses, or whoever, or even the owners of the company. You know what I mean? And they can like recognize that, like, okay, you really do got us. I'm not gonna say by the balls, but yeah, you really do. All right, because we got the charity reverse, which is also taking advantage of a situation with your authority. So you may have like start recognizing or realizing like, oh, I have a lot more authority, or I have a lot more say so, or I have a lot more clout, or a lot more pull than what I was aware of. And it's going to be because of these interactions, because these people, like I'm saying, they're going to be acting unusual. This is not how they act with you. So that's how you should be able to tell. This is not how they act with you. You know what I mean? Where they maybe come off a little bit overly arrogant, overly pushy, you know what I mean? Or overly confident at times, lacking their humility, where they normally would have been maybe shy, humble. Now they're making these approaches. Now they're saying stuff to you. Now they're pushing for you to be in like a better position all of a sudden. There's a reason for it. You know what I mean? Some of y'all, for the Nine of Pentacles, you guys don't need them. You guys look like you're doing pretty good independently. Or for others of you, it's just that you guys are looking like the best possible option, like the best bachelor, bachelorette, one of those type of things. All right, so anyway, it could be done with a Virgo, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Cancer, Gemini, Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, Sag, Virgo, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Taurus. Yep. All right, so thank y'all so much for rocking and rolling. Thanks for kicking it with me. Hey, I am gonna be back though. We're gonna do that too. 7K. I like that one too. What do they tell their friends about you? That's gonna be a good all signs. What do they tell your friends? What do they tell their friends about you? I'm curious. All right. So anyway, y'all, I'm finna get loose and take it easy for a little bit, and then I'll be back. You ran it back? What you ran back? All right. So anyway, I'm gone.